What's going on, everybody? Johnny Sports Talk here. So if you've really been trying to avoid the Sixers due to their performance lately, then you've really been missing a lot of big news in Sixers land. 3 days after our great Allen Iverson got inducted to the Hall of Fame, we got the big news yesterday that Sam Hinkie has resigned as Sixers GM. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this is a monumental day in Sixers Nation. After witnessing 3 years of this putrid, horrible tank, it is safe to say that it is finally over. And what the biggest controversy of this is, the fact that Sam resigned. I figured that if this move was going to happen, that he would have gotten fired. If Jerry Colangelo and the ownership group really did not believe in the plan that Sam Hinkie had in place, then they should have done their due diligence and fired Sam Hinkie instead of letting him resign. Just looking back 3 years ago to the day that Sam Hinkie was hired as the 76ers GM, at the time, the Sixers Nation was in a complete downward funk. We haven't won jack crap since '01. And Tony DeLeo was relieved of his duties. Doug Collins was resigned. And if we all remember, a year before Sam Hinkie arrived to Philly, we tried the Andrew Bynum experiment, which just blew up in our face. So with Sam Hinkie coming in, we all did not know who this guy was, what this guy was about, and what he was about to do to our franchise. Let alone we didn't know that he was going to bring us to the worst possible spot in our franchise's history. And on draft day in 2013, we saw Sam do one of the craziest trades we've seen in a long time, as we saw our favorite franchise player at the time, Drew Holiday, get traded to the New Orleans Pelicans for a 2014 first-round draft pick and the rights to Nerlens Noel. Now, at the time, we were all shocked. We did not know what to think of this trade. But as time settled and as we looked at this trade deeply, we saw that it was a good trade and we saw the direction the Sixers were going. And at the time, I was on board with it. In the NBA, in order to win, you need the superstar. No one's coming to Philadelphia to play because it's Philadelphia, all right? We needed to find that superstar. And he was making the moves in order to get that guy. So right off the bat, I was on board with the tank. Although it was very hard to watch, I did not know it would get to this point that we are at now. At the end of the day, the downfall to Sam Hinkie's regime was the fact that he had absolute no luck when it came to the NBA draft itself. For 3 years, he put on the court teams that were destined to fail, that were destined to be horrible. And those 2 years, they couldn't even get a #1 pick. The NBA screwed us over, and we kept getting the 3rd pick back-to-back years. In the 2014 draft, we all remember that was the draft where we had Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Parker, and the injured Joel Embiid. Now, at the time, before the draft lottery even happened, we were winless for Wiggins. We all wanted Andrew Wiggins to come to Philly. We were all praying draft lottery day that we were going to be able to get Andrew Wiggins with the 1st pick. And then the news came out that Joel Embiid was going to have back surgery and most likely was going to miss his whole rookie season. And that really dropped his draft stock and really helped Andrew Wiggins rise to the top. And as we all saw, Andrew Wiggins was selected #1 to the Cleveland Cavaliers, later traded to the T-Wolves, as we all know. And then Jabari dropped #2 to the Bucks, which left us with Joel Embiid. Now, for the next 10, 20 years, this draft will probably be the most talked about. Whether or not the Sixers should have gambled with Joel Embiid. As of today, we don't know if Joel Embiid will ever have an NBA career. But at the time, I felt as if this was the best possible person to draft. The guy had the potential to be Hakeem Olajuwon. We did not know that he was going to have further foot injuries along with his back. We didn't know that. But you're not going to sit here and tell me that you would have rather have Dante Exum or Aaron Gordon or anybody else from that draft. We got the best possible player. Just luck wasn't on our side at the time. And then we move forward to the 2015 draft, where the Sixers again got fucked by the NBA, and we've slid to the 3rd pick in the draft. Again, back-to-back years, after putting teams that were destined to fail, we dropped to the 3rd pick. But again, I had faith that we were going to get our franchise player. And in that draft, it was D'Angelo Russell for me. We had Joel Embiid. We had Nerlens Noel. If we had D'Angelo Russell, we would have our guard and we could move forward. But of course, the Lakers being the Lakers, they did not select Jahlil Okafor, who we all thought they were going to draft. Instead, drafted our guard, which left us with Ja. Which, as of right now, we do not know what the future is with Ja. We shall see. I thought that it was, again, the right move to make. Ja is going to be a talent in the NBA. We'll see if he is going to be a star with us or another team, though. So as we see, Sam Hinkie's real downfall came with the draft. He could never get it together in his draft, and it was not his fault. He tried his best to get to the top of the draft in every year, but it didn't happen. Who knows what would have happened if he would have stayed as a GM and who he would have drafted in this year's draft. We'll never know. As far as Sam's replacement, it has been announced that Brian Colangelo, Jerry's son, will be the next general manager of the Philadelphia 76ers. If you don't know Brian at all, his track record is he was the GM of the Phoenix Suns back in 06-07. He started off there. He built the nucleus of Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash, and all those great teams that we remember with Mark D'Antonio. He was also the general manager of the Toronto Raptors. He led them to their first division title and built the blueprint that they have now, which is, as we all know, the second best team in the East. As far as Sam Hinkie, I definitely think that Sam Hinkie deserves another shot in the NBA. He did not finish what he started here in Philly. And I do definitely think that he's not as dumb as people think he is. I think that he has the potential to build an NBA championship team. He needs a little better luck to wherever else he goes. The tank is a very, very, very risky thing to do. You are asking a team and a fan base to be okay with losing, and not just losing, but losing horribly night in and night out. It's a very tough sell to make, but the way the NBA works, it's the only way you can win in the NBA unless you're in a big market. But regardless, it's a good day in Philly. The losing is behind us, and now we can just worry about winning and building a team that we can be proud of. From Johnny Sports Talk, thanks for watching, guys.